guys. You're watching us here live from the studio at RCCG, the King's Palace. We are located at 5371 East 5th Street, Katy, Texas, 77493. So we recently just came back from RCCG, the Americas, the convention, and let me tell you, it was a glorious, amazing time. We had amazing ministers of God, amazing ministers in the choir who sang, and musical artists that came. I mean, so much amazing things that happened. Of course, we had our Father in the Lord, Daddy Gio, there as well. It was such a great time. And the amazing thing that I even want to talk about is how the first 2 days were hosted by the young adults. I was so proud. Like, what? That was just so nice to see. They had so many amazing ministers that were preaching to the young adults about things that were relevant to us in our future. And so I'm so happy that we got to see that as well. But if you missed it and you're like, man, I really want to be in a conference that's about young adults and it's about my future and it's going to help me grow in Christ, well, I got good news for you. YASM is coming to the King's Palace. Yes, YASM is basically the young adult fellowship for all the churches in RCCG, and they're all coming to have a conference here at the King's Palace from July 20th to the 22nd. So you do not want to miss it. Definitely make sure that you plan yourself to be at this wonderful program. It's going to be an amazing time to connect and fellowship with other young adults in your age group and just have fun with people who have the same mindset and values as you. But in other news, we are going to be continuing our discussion about the ELITE program. So ELITE, to give you a quick recap of what ELITE is, it stands for Emerging Leaders Youth Training. It is an amazing training program that Pastor Badru, our pastor here at the King's Palace, has introduced to the youth. And it was basically a 3-day program where they got to learn in different areas of skills, from talent development to how to make the right decisions in college, and so many other amazing things that help them with their future. And so today we're going to be talking about one of the segments that they did, which was the movies domain. And we're going to be interviewing one of their coaches who helps them in just creating their own movie. So last Arise, you saw us talk about the music segment. You got to listen to the song that they created for the Arise program. So today you're going to get to watch the movie that they created for during that ELITE program. So definitely you do not want to miss it. So stay glued to your screen. Before we have that interview, we're going to take a quick segment with Dimeji Oladele, where he is going to be giving our breaking news for today. So stay tuned.
Hello viewers, it's always a great time in God's presence here at the King's Palace, whether you're joining us online or in person. My name is Dimeji Oladele, bringing you breaking news live from our studios. To begin with, our Jubilee Week 2023 is around the corner, and we are excited about this great annual event. This year's event will kickstart on Friday, June the 30th at 6 p.m. here at our Katy campus, with 7 hours of non-stop praise to God, featuring anointed music ministers leading us in praise and in awesome worship. Following the 7 hours of praise is a Dream Big conference and talk show on July the 1st, 2023 at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, with a breakfast fellowship beginning at 8 a.m. Now, this event will feature talks and panel discussions with guest speakers, Pastor Shola Oludoyi from the United Kingdom and our very own dear PTB, Pastor Tunde Badru. July 3rd, 2023, which is day 4 of our Jubilee Week, will feature the movie premiere for all 4 cell groups and the For the Crown Award Night. You do not want to miss that. To wrap up the Jubilee Week on Tuesday, July 4th at 12 noon will be a 100% virtual event covering perspectives on various topics as seen from the pulpit and the pew. Panelists include Pastor Shola Oludoyi and Ayo Mairo SA, a news anchor at Arise News Channel, co-anchoring Nigeria's foremost breakfast show, The Morning Show. At 5 p.m., we will all be gathered here at the local Katy campus to celebrate America's independence with an American Independence cocktail and a night of intergenerational fellowship activities that is full of fun. Please do not forget to register your interest in attending this great event and representing your generational group for the various indoor games such as table tennis, Ludo, Snake and Ladder, and many more. The Great Commission was given by Jesus Christ, our Savior himself, entrusting us, his disciples, to be witnesses even to the ends of the earth. In fulfilling this mandate, the missions team at the TKP will be heading over to the city of Campinas in Brazil for missions on June 22nd to the 25th of June 2023. Now, part of the missions outreach activities include church planting, crusade, soccer, health outreach, welfare visits, and many more. Please support this great cause of missions by praying and also giving. On a final and exciting note, 4 of our members here at the King's Palace were ordained at the just concluded RCCG convention for the Americas. Assistant Pastors Uche Okorocha was ordained as a full pastor. Assistant Pastor Noti Ewana was also ordained as a full pastor, while Deaconess Maureen Eguna was ordained as an assistant pastor. Now, to crown it all, our very own Arise TV host, Onyinyechi Eguna, was ordained as a deaconess. Congratulations to all of you, and we pray that the oil of God will continue to flow upon your lives in Jesus' name. Now, that brings us to the end of this week's breaking news. Have a blessed week and remain a world changer. I remain Oladimeji Oladile.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Arise. So, as we've been discussing, we've been talking about the elite program and the different talent domains that the youth presented in. So last week, as you know, we talked about the music segment, and today we've been discussing the movie segment. And so we're going to have a special coach who's going to be discussing his experience with the teenagers and the youth on the movie aspect of it. And so after him, we're going to watch the actual movie that they created in such a short period of time. And then after the movie, stay tuned as well, because we're going to be learning from other coaches about their experience during the elite program.
Thank you very much, Deaconess, and hello everyone. My name is Emmanuel Jarrett, and yes, I was one of the coaches in the drama section of the talent development portion of the recently concluded elite program, that is the Emerging Leaders Youth Training that was initiated by Pastor Tunde Badru. Okay, so this year we had a very, very rigorous program, I would say, because it was just in 3 days and they did a whole lot. So I just want to say I'm very impressed with the students, the youth that participated in the drama section, because we did produce a movie right from, and we did everything from scratch, from pre-production, the brainstorming of the script, the casting, the actual shooting of the movie, that's the production, and the post-production, the editing, and we did all that under 1 day. So we started with a script we already had, but we just couldn't do it in the hotel. So we came up with another script, or the students came up with another script, which I actually prefer. They came up with another script right there at, I think, 11:30 p.m. after the second day concluded. And between 11:30 p.m. and 4:50 a.m., the whole movie was shot. The script was written, casting was done, movie was shot, and they really showed a lot of resilience, and I would say there's a lot of potential there. So kudos to all of you in the drama team from Elite. So please be blessed and make wise choices.
excited? Yes. We're back again this year for our National Athletics Award for 2023, and we've come here with a special guest to present this award to him. Please help me welcome Miss Anderson.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
As you all know, my name is Miss Anderson from NAA, and I am here to announce this year's 2023 Sports Awards. This person has done exceptionally well this season in his sport, and I would like to welcome Luke Hartfield. Are you okay? Are you okay? Oh my God! Are you okay? Somebody call 911 now!
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing?
What are you doing right now?
I'm looking up sports scholarships.
Are you good?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I used to be like you. I was down here. But all of my people were up here. You know what I did? All I got was some testosterone. Just use them like twice a week. And you're up here already.
No, even though I'm having trouble with my sports, I don't think the right idea would be using drugs.
I mean, most of the people who say that are actually using drugs themselves. And they just don't want you to be a part of their competition, man. Don't be lacking.
No, I want to get involved in that.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank
you. Hello? Yes, Dad?
Is it true I heard you lost the scholarship again?
Yeah.
What do you mean, yeah? What happened?
I had a...
Okay, listen, look.
Let me explain.
Okay, listen, son.
I had...
Listen. I don't want you to explain. I'm so disappointed in you. You've spent all your life losing and losing, despite all the money I've spent on you.
Dad, can I please explain?
No, I do not want to hear any further explanation. Go and make the right choices in your life. As a matter of fact, I'm done talking to you right now. We'll talk later. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's good?
You remember me from last time?
Yeah.
So how's it going?
I still haven't found a sports scholarship though.
Why?
Because it's real difficult to find one.
But I told you the path.
I really feel good about doing drugs.
Bro, you have nothing to lose. You're already on this path. At least, the least thing you can do is get better.
At this point, I might as well try it.
Yeah, it'll make you a hero. This is my dealer. She's nice. Come up. Let's go.
Okay.
You tell me.
What do you think you saw?
I don't know. You tell me.
Why are you in my business?
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be in your business. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you. I'm just like worried. Like, are you good? Is everything all right?
Please hold on.
Hello, Dad?
Carry my home. Yeah.
I am so proud of
I understand you are in line for apology. Is that true?
Yeah.
Look at you! Look at you! My boy, I am so proud of you. Look, whatever taking, whatever thing you're doing, you better keep doing it. Now, you are the son of your father. Okay?
You know, Dad, I don't have time for this right now.
Are you good? You look like you're in a
Oh my
bad
God, Tamara, whatever her name is, please leave me alone.
Excuse
like,
you.
get out of
Rude.
this gym.
Excuse
I
you,
am
rude.
tired of you.
Excuse you, this is not your gym. I can still wear around one Black Lives Matter, be allowed.
Wow, look, that's quite an experience, you know. So what have you learned from all of this?
What I've learned is don't do drugs, have stronger faith in God, and to not be influenced by peer pressure.
Not do drugs. Have stronger faith in God. Not be influenced by peer pressure. Sounds like good lessons to me.
Yeah.
Can I pray with you?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank you for your son. He's been through a lot. He's lost his scholarship. He's lost a lot, but he didn't lose his life. And you can restore him. I pray that you restore him to you. Bring him back to you, oh God. In Jesus' name I pray. You'll be fine. I'll be with you.
It's time to jubilate. It's the season of perfection. It's Jubilee Week 2023 at the King's Palace of RCCG Katy, Texas, as we celebrate the goodness of God who brought us through the first half of 2023, taking us into the second half for greater strides and unparalleled victories. Theme is perfection. Events are lined up from Friday, June 30th to Tuesday, July 4th, 2023. Friday the 30th of June shall kick off the Jubilee Week with a 7 straight hours of non-stop mega praise to commence the second half of the year from 6 p.m. on Friday, June 30th to 1 a.m. July 1st, 2023. Guest artists are Pastor Josh Tosh and Pastor Olubukola Olubana, also known as Oyigi Yugi, and ministering are several praise and worship leaders, among which are Ranti Anwana and the TKP Kingdom Voices, featuring Dimeji Oladele, Yinka Famuyiwa, Jesu Tomi Olufuwa, Tunde Elemeru, and many more. Also featuring the Kingdom Boys, TKP Kingdom Seed Choir, TKP Kingdom Light Choir, TKP Lift Choir, TKP Orchestra, TKP MA Royal Dancers, and TKP African Praise Team singing in diverse languages to the glory of God. On Saturday, July 1st, Central Standard Time features our annual Dream Big Conference and Dream Big Talk Show, an empowerment and engaging hybrid conference starting at 10 a.m. CST. There will be a pre-event breakfast in the TKP Pavilion starting at 8 a.m. for fellowship and networking. Conference kicks off at 10 a.m. right after the breakfast fellowship. Conference speakers are Pastor David Shola Oludoyi and Pastor Tunde Badru. The event shall also feature 2 key talks and engaging panel discussion on living your dream life in the world of crisis. Sunday, July 2nd features a Jubilee Sunday with unparalleled Thanksgiving and celebration. Join us either of our 2 special Sunday services at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. CST. Ministering in the first service is Pastor Tunde Badru, and in the second service is Pastor David Shola Oludoyi. On Monday, July 3rd features the much anticipated Inter-House Annual Film Festival with special movie premiere from all houses with red carpets at 6 p.m. Event kicks off at 6:30 p.m. Tuesday, 4th of July is the grand finale and also the American Independence Day. Join us at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for a 100% virtual pulpit and pew interchange featuring Ayo Mairo Essay and Pastor David Shola Oludoye. That evening, we shall be celebrating the American Independence Cocktail with several intergenerational games, barbecue, family fun time, and many more, starting from 5 p.m. CST. Mark your calendar. Get ready. Venue is 5371 E 5th Street, Katy, Texas. Live streaming on all our social media handles. Host pastors are Pastors Tunde and Shadi Badru. Invite all your friends and share the e-flyers on all your social media handles, telling the world as we enter into the next half of the year 2023. It's time for Jubilee, and it's to experience the perfect will of God as your dream come to pass in 2023. Jesus is Lord.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Arise. So here we have some wonderful people that we've been, having as our coaches here at Elite. As you see, we're still here at Element Hotel, and we're just going to have a quick interview with them about their experience of this edition of Elite and also their previous experiences of Elite. So we'll start with you. Can you just introduce yourself, please?
Okay. Hey guys, my name is Sumi Deleawa, and I'm really excited to be here.
Hi, my name is Bumi Ajaguno. I'm excited to be here as well.
Thank you. I'm excited too. My name is Oye, and so our first question is, what was your experience at your first Elite? What did you learn? How was it?
Awesome. So my first Elite was actually the first time I got the opportunity to work with Pastor Badru, and I was put together really quick. He is such a great teacher, specifically on the area of leadership, and I felt that he really stretched us. I felt like what he was teaching, I'm like, didn't you say you taught this to like corporations? Why are you teaching us at this level? Yeah. But I think that the principle of it still remains, whether you're 13 years old or you're 18 or you're 25. And so he was teaching us leadership principles that really just kind of changed the way we thought about leadership. It wasn't about a title. It was about responsibility and stepping up to the plate. And so, yeah, it was a really great experience.
Wow, wow. The first ever elite. That's a title nobody can take from you. So, ma'am, can you just talk about your experiences with previous elites as well?
For me, I was at the elite not as a participant, but there to chaperone and to help. And I think for me, it was sort of understanding the other mindset. So hearing from the kids that were there, the teenagers that were there, what they were experiencing, how they were experiencing it, and just giving them that opportunity and safe space to actually express their feelings and ask unfiltered questions. So it was more or less like an eye-opener for me. You know, I went back thinking, oh wow, this is how they're feeling, and this is their perspective of certain issues, as in real life issues and all of that. So it sort of was, for me, a great eye-opener, and it set the path for thinking differently for subsequent elites.
Wow, wow. Love that, love that. So my question for you, Sivi, is, so you went to the first ever elite, and now who knows what number we're on at this point, and we're going to keep doing more by the grace of God. So what would you say has improved or changed since the first time you've been here?
Yeah, well, first of all, these kids are enjoying. Definitely. I mean, they're in a hotel that has Wi-Fi and like great food. I just remember because the first ever elite was on campground in Greenville, Texas, where they usually have the Redeem Convention. And if you've ever been to campground, you know that it's literally like in no man's land, like in the middle of nowhere. But that's where we decided to build, and it's a great facility. And we felt very much away from home. And so we would have to, go and pick up rice and bring it back. I remember just having to run a lot of errands, snack errands. I remember Uncle Demola really just saying, hey, who is picking up food this time? It was a lot, but I think that, once again, everything was a learning experience, right? So we learned in all of that. Another thing that they're really enjoying is the number of leaders that they have, like mentors and leadership that they have here. I felt like the people that we had were great, but I felt like if they were younger, it might have even helped even more. And so the fact that you're here, and I've seen a lot of young people who are closer to the age of the youth, I think that really does make a difference. And so they're enjoying so much.
You hear that, kids? So, ma'am, my question for you would be, what has really improved? I know you've been on one side of the chaperone side, so do you think the teachers have gotten better or worse? I mean, but how do you think, from leading sessions to seeing other sessions, how have things really improved on that side?
I think it's, for me, the 360, and that's actually a very great question. Just to build up of what Simi had mentioned, for me, I feel the chaperones being here and the different demographics, as in age groups and all of that, has really helped. And I think for me, the key thing that I see as an improvement from the previous one that I attended was the fact that it ended with a session that parents were here, the teachers were here, and the children were also here. For me, it was more like a 360 view, you understand? And the parents were able to hear the questions, though it was anonymous, but at least they were able to hear the questions that the children wanted them to hear, and they were also able to sort of express what they felt. So it was like hearing from the two parties, this is what we have, and this is why we have them. So it was sort of helping the children understand, okay, this is why my parents do this, but also on the flip side, helping the parents understand these are the pain points of the children, and these are the things that they really want changed. These are the areas where they're having challenges, and they really need help. It's sort of, for me, a safe environment for the parents to actually go back home, think about it, and sort of help change the situation, help change the atmosphere, help the children, and build them up in the way of the Lord. In one sense. So every parent was there listening to the same thing. The children were there listening to other parents answer questions and sort of understand, okay, this is why we do things. Parents as well, this is why we do things, but this is where we can change. So other parties actually, from my perspective, left that place saying, I'm going to change things for the better.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. I really did like that last session as well. Okay, so my last question, because both of you led a session this elite. What was your favorite part of the session that you led, and what would you say was the biggest impact that came from them?
Yeah, so I think for me, my favorite part was getting to really have gone through the experience of college and being a student and leading students and telling them the do's and the don'ts, like, hey, don't make the same mistakes we made, right? I think that it's wisdom to learn from other people's mistakes. And even though they were kind of tired during my session because it was after a really long day, some of them came up to me out afterwards and said, hey, you know, I really appreciated what you said. And one thing I was telling them this morning was the fact that teenagers, they may act like they don't listen to you, and they may act like they cannot hear you, but deep in their heart, deep in their subconscious, they did hear what you said, and they are going to be, they're going to remember it, even because right now they don't think they need it, but when they need it, they will remember and they will run with it. And so I'm just really glad I got to share that wisdom with them, because it's setting them up for the future.
Wow, wow, that's amazing. I like that. They will remember. Okay, so that's comforting for me. They're listening. Okay. And so, same question for you, ma'am, as well.
I think for me it was the etiquette session, and it was because for etiquette, it seems like there's so many things that we grew up with, and there's so many things that culture-wise we're used to doing it, we're used to seeing people doing it, so we think it's the right way, or we're like, well, that's the norm, this is the way we've always done it at home. You know, so bringing up, you know, different videos that they could relate to and different common mistakes, I could actually see some of them actually comport themselves while we're at the session. So it was sort of like a session where everybody was alert. You know, they were learning new things, and even after the session when we had the Q&A, and they were like, wow, I never knew this, I never knew that, you know. So for me, they went out there learning new things about, these are the common mistakes, but these are the ways that you could actually, you know, change, you know. And I think another thing is, when we find ourselves in the public space, we find ourselves, even when we go to the corporate world, we're not sure what to do. We're not sure the little things. Where's my drink? Where's my bread? Where's my butter? And things like that. But, you know, that etiquette session sort of taught them, sit like this. This is the right posture. This is the right way you should talk. This is, you know, your gesture when you get outside. And that sort of many times sets us apart from the crowd. Why do I say this? When you go to the corporate world, you're being watched. You understand? They're watching you. How do you shake hands? How do you do this? How do you do that? And that actually could give you that job or that promotion or that, you know, progression that you need. So it was very important for them to actually see that, because from my perspective, it actually will build their confidence when they go out. Because you find a lot of people confused when they go out for something as simple as dinner. They're like, I don't know how to they're waiting, looking at other people. Which front did she take? You know, stuff like that. But knowing what to do, you actually go there with a lot of confidence, and that is what our children actually
Wow. I want to say a big thank you to both of you for.
One more thing? I just want to say a big thank you to Pastor Baju. Like I know how busy he is. I know how in demand he is, and the fact that he finds it in his busy schedule to make sure that he is pouring into children at this age, right? And I think they of course they might be used to it. They're here, but not many pastors are doing this, and not many people at his level even think that it's important to do this. And so, Pastor Baju, thank you. We honor you. We love you. You are sowing seeds, and I know that by the time the seeds start to grow and the harvest comes, that you will be blown away. We won't disappoint you. This is worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth your energy. It's worth the resources. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are very, very lucky church. And so this will be the wrap up of our interview. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you everyone watching online of this edition of Elite. Do not miss the next one because it's going to be even bigger and better. So thank you so much, and we will be right back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Rise Studio. So now we're at the end of this amazing program, but I want to leave you all with some last-minute announcements once again and reminders. So one, YASM Conference, the Young Adult Conference for RCCG, the Americas. You do not want to miss it, so stay tuned for more information. Look at the flyer as well to learn how to register. Please, 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 please register. If you're not a young adult, invite a young adult. Send the invitation to someone you know that you think will be benefit from this amazing program. It's going to be here at the King's Palace, so don't miss it. Don't miss it. And next, we also want to remind you as well of the Jubilee that's coming up from June 30th to July 4th. It's an amazing, powerful time. So definitely make sure that you bring your friends and bring your family, bring everybody you know for this amazing program. There's going to be so much that we can learn at this Jubilee Week. And next up, we also want to remind you as well about next week how we're going to be talking with one of the coaches from the public speaking segment from our elite program, Emerging Leaders Youth Training. They actually had a public speaking segment where they talked about artificial intelligence, what we should learn about it, the dangers that could come from it as well. You know, artificial intelligence is something that's been really big in our society recently, and so it's really been interesting to see the youth's perspective on that topic. And that is it for the announcements, and thank you so much for watching us at this session of Arise. We will love to see you next week, but before you leave, make sure you tune in to the service as we will be entering it now. So bring in your tambourines and your dancing shoes, and we'll see you at service.